are you?
I'm very well. It's a bit early in the morning, but no drama. I'll get up for anything, and including you, because I haven't met you before, but I seem to know a little bit about you already because Jamie, your director on the R.I.P Man, he is a wonderful guy, and you're on
Mhm.
in his film, the R.I.P Man. How did that happen? Did you get handpicked, or was it something that you had to audition for?
Yeah, so I applied through Mandy where I saw the listing and I
Yeah,
love horror movies. And so when I saw it, I was like, I really want this. I love Scream. It's inspired by Scream. Um, and so I was very excited when they asked for a self-tape and then I submitted that and then they had like a call back with about I think six of us out of
okay,
400 applicants. And it was quite a funny casting process actually, because instead of, doing second rounds and like redoing the script in person and stuff, we all sort of just met up. So Jamie, six of us applicants, and Reese, the producer, we all met up at a pub
yeah,
and and we all had a drink together, spoke about the script. And they said, like at the end of it, they were like, "Well, we could have done, a second round of normal auditions and stuff, where
yeah,
we just get you guys to read a script, but would much rather just, meet you guys, see who you are. We already know you can act through your show reels, through your tapes, but to see how the group merges as well,
it's a good
because
idea.
especially, yeah, no, it was great because it was sort of a chemistry test and a second round callback, I guess, in the same thing. And then we also got to see, we vibe with Jamie and Reese and hear more about the script and get in. And
Yeah.
no, it was great. And so I was super excited when they got back to me, wanted me to have me on board as Clarissa. And about a week later, we did our first day of shooting. So it was quite a quick turnaround at that point.
Okay, so a week after a few beers at the pub, you're in a
Yep.
movie.
Yep. My first ever feature film, actually. So,
Right, yeah. I'll ask you a little bit about your previous career because I know you've done shorts and so forth.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I've done
Well, with the meeting at the pub, how did you know that this would, like, it's a crowdfunding film, the R.I.P. Man, and I
mm,
mean, a lot of people have had to sort of work together because it's an independent film to raise the money and have each other's backs when it comes to the cast and crew. How did you find that? Like, was it an interesting? Is it an? I know you're still shooting at the time of talking to you now, but how do you find it? Is it an interesting way to work? You still feel comfortable on set and everything else? Obviously, it's just a tight shoot, I'm guessing.
yeah, 100%. So the way of shooting has been a bit challenging for me as
Mm.
an actress, but it has been being on set with them is so comfortable. Like with the just having a beer all together, it really helped, I think, bond all of
Yeah,
us. Like crew and actors alike. It just feels like I'm hanging out with friends, and it's a lot of fun shooting it. I think because we've had quite a scattered shooting schedule.
mm.
Um, like the first day of shooting, I think we did back in October or November, and then we didn't shoot again until mid-January.
Okay, that's a
So
big gap.
yeah, and so I think as an actor, it's quite challenging to sort of pick up, okay, where was I, what mindset was my character in last time? Um, and
Yeah,
just getting back into it, I guess, because obviously doing like different projects and Christmas was in between. There's quite a lot happening. And so you just sort of have to like take a little extra time to be like, okay, where am I at? Go through everything that happened
yeah.
last time and sort of just re-ground yourself into it.
Mm.
But yeah, no, the crew and the cast is amazing to work with. It really feels like we're just hanging out. And the whole crew knew each other before as well because they've worked with each other before. And so what Jamie said was like, because this is his second project as a director, he used to be an actor himself. Um,
Yeah,
and so what he said was like, oh, well, I know a bunch of filmmakers. I want to get into directing. Why don't we just all get together and make a film? And so I think you can really feel the passion um, and just the process and
mm.
hopefully the final product. I'm sure it will. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not a tight shooting schedule at all? I mean, there are very long gaps in between, and you've got more shoots coming up. How exactly do you get into character? Do you just snap into your character straight away, or do you work on it when you know the day's coming up?
Well, so I mean, going through the scenes a couple of times, and then sometimes, especially with this, with it being so like scattered,
Yeah,
um, I do like to go back to my old scenes,
yeah,
and notes that I've made on those scenes, and like notes in general. I have like a document for my character, which is
okay,
where I've done like some work when we first started, and I'm
yeah,
like adding to it as we're shooting. And I'm just going through that. Um, and also just being on set and like in your costume with the other actors, I think it sort of also helps you just snap into it weirdly because you're just in that environment. Um, so yeah.
Are you wearing the same costumes throughout the movie, or are you getting changed? What's happening? Are they different? Like, can you maybe describe your character a little bit? Is she in peril? Is she a hero? How, without spoiling it, like, what's the flow of your lead role?
Oh yeah. So Clarissa is she's the person I was very excited to get to play.
Yeah,
So she is a part of the friendship group that gets hunted by the R.I.P. man. Now she
yeah,
is so she has a boyfriend in the friend group. She's quite intelligent. She's very strong. She's a
yeah.
very caring person. Like she always worries and looks out for each other. And I think what's interesting about her like journey as a character or person is normally she's like very strong, very,
Hmm.
I feel um
That's good.
like she
That's really
knows what
good.
she wants. But I feel like this situation is sort of getting to her, and this is the situation of what's happening.
Yeah.
Um you can sort of see the cracks. Um and yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, we won't. We don't want to give too much away, and I know you wouldn't. But how is
yeah.
this? How is it unique? Like the R.I.P. Man is in the horror genre,
Mhm.
thriller genre too, I guess. How do you, in your own eyes, do you see this being a bit unique, a little bit different?
So I think the R.I.P. Man, it plays on tropes of movies that we love. Like I said, it's inspired by Scream, but it's
Mm,
got a completely different type of killer.
mm,
Um, it touches on, themes of friendship and betrayal, and also it touches on the current like state of the healthcare system around the
okay.
world, really, but especially in the UK, where it's
Mm,
quite hard for people nowadays to actually get the help they need.
mm,
Um, and I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to because a lot of people are struggling
yeah.
with that exact thing. And yeah, and themes like revenge. And so I
Nice.
think it combines a lot of new things with a lot of the old tropes that people love from horror movies. And I mean, the killer himself, he's got this dental condition where he doesn't have any teeth. And so one of his tropes is that after his killings, he will like pull out your teeth. So it's quite
Whoa.
grotesque. Yeah.
That's one thing that, in movies, usually people can watch gross horror and that kind of thing, but if you're doing physical stuff like pulling teeth out, that can make audiences get chills.
It is horrible, just thinking about it now, like imagining having like either of our teeth pulled out is crazy. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's an interesting concept. So yeah, I like the sound of that. And Clarissa sounds like a strong woman, and she hopefully she takes control over the R.I.P. man, or maybe she'll become the R.I.P. woman. Who knows?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. No, but I think yeah, Claire's great, and I can like relate to a lot of aspects of her personality. She's a
Okay.
very hard worker. She's a law student. Really just trying to navigate what the fuck is happening to this group, people.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Are you like? What about you? You're an actor. What other sort of performing arts have you ever done, and why did you become an actor? That you're in the UK now, but that's not your original heritage. Do you want to give me a little quick rundown of how you got to where you are right now?
Yes, of course. I mean, so I'm originally from Norway. And then I lived in Spain for a little bit
Oh,
before
nice.
moving here, for university. Um, so why I became an actress, I think, growing up, I remember from like a very young age watching my mom act because when I
Okay.
was in like kindergarten, she was studying to become a drama tutor, I think.
Yep.
And so sometimes, she's a single mom. So sometimes she'd have to bring me to like rehearsals and stuff. And I remember watching her, and I think that stuck with me a lot.
Probably.
And I didn't really realize until a couple years ago when someone did ask me, like, oh, why have you just always wanted to do this? And it sort of clicked that that's why. And so I've done like a little bit of amateur theater on and off as a child, and then I did some musicals at this British theater when I lived in Spain. And then I was sort of like in between going to the army in Norway or coming here to pursue acting.
Whoa, that's a
And
big
then life,
difference.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, life sort of just ended up making that decision for me, and here I am.
Unreal. Do you remember your very first role? Like, was it a short film? Was it a television ad or on stage?
No, so my very first roles that I can't remember was just at this like amateur theater, and I can't remember exactly what the role was, but I just remember
Okay.
being very. I think we performed at like a care home.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But yeah, I was very young, very young.
Hey, you got to
Um,
start somewhere, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. The elderly people in that audience would have loved it. So there you go.
I mean, I hope they enjoyed it, but I can't remember. So, but yeah, and then after coming here, I think my first role that I was cast in was this short film called Bomb Girl. And I
Okay.
was so excited because it was the first one where it was a student project, but it was the first one that I had auditioned for and um gotten cast in. Um and it was basically about this TikToker that made a video and then the shard blows up while the video is made.
Right.
Um yeah, which was kind of fun to do because I'd never really done a TikTok dance or video before.
Yeah.
And then yeah, basically she blows up and then sort of starts to neglect her friends and everything. But then as soon as her like popularity's gone, she's kind of left with nothing because she didn't
Okay.
actually care about the things in life that matter. Um, so it was,
What
it was
about?
quite an interesting one. It was fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun, and short films are great because most of the time they're young directors or young writers who are doing it, and
Yeah.
anything can happen because it's a short film. You're just having fun, really.
Oh, 100%. I feel like there's so much creativity that you can
Yeah.
do with it. And I feel like, the bigger the film and bigger the budget, the almost scarier it is to take risks
Mm.
for people because it is a business as well. Um, but
Yeah.
with um, but with the short films, you have more room to, I don't know, do a little
It,
bit more of exactly what you want instead of like thinking about, oh, is the audience gonna like this? Is this gonna sell? Is this
yeah, you're
yeah.
flexible, and I mean you're
Yeah.
having fun most of the time on set.
Oh, 100% most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. Any other stuff like dancing, singing? You got musical aspirations?
Ooh,
Any other
definitely not.
skills?
I
No.
think I did dance for a few years when I was younger, and so I do quite enjoy dancing still. But
Yeah.
yeah, my musical theater days, I was in the chorus, and I think well, maybe if I practice, but at the moment at least, I'm a chorus person. Not everyone can be the lead in the musicals.
Fair
So
enough.
I was very happy in the chorus, but it's not. I mean, if an opportunity arose, I would definitely pursue because I love singing. I love dancing. Am I the
Yeah.
best at singing? Not sure, but
Well,
it can be worked on, I'm sure. But I
there
think
are
my goals are like what I want to pursue is like horror films and action films because that's
okay.
really fun to do and watch.
Yeah, well, firstly, on your singing, there are tools that can enhance your voice. I know I'm not endorsing AI at all, but you can sound a little bit louder and clearer. If you'll get the knack of it if you want to do some singing. I reckon you'll be all right
Oh,
at
that's true. Do you sing at all?
it. and and action movies, that's important, I think, in genre film. I love action movies, and you have to probably not always, but learn to do a few of your own stunts as well. You'd be up for that?
Mm. Oh, 100%. I mean, I think um I pick up on choreography fast because of my background in dance, and then I've also recently gotten into Muay Thai,
Yeah,
um, which is great fun. I have taken a little bit of a break at the moment just because of the schedule and time.
yeah.
Um, it's not really there at the moment, but it's something I quite enjoy. And also like wanting to pursue the army is, or going to the army is sort of meshing my two dreams then with doing action films.
Yeah, yeah, it's important to have a lot of female action heroes as well, I think, and there's many more like there have been in the last decade. So you might be part of that flow into the future in your films.
Oh, that would be a dream, an actual dream. Yeah, and I feel like that's a really interesting point as well because I feel like yeah, over the past couple of years we've seen more female action leads. Like I love, have you seen Kate?
Kate.
Kate, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have. I don't know if I've seen Kate. Who plays Kate?
It's really good. Oh, I cannot remember the actress's name at the moment, but
Okay.
it's I think it's still on Netflix, but it's set in Japan and she's just this like it gives Bullet Train vibes.
I
Uh
like Bullet Train. Bullet Train was good.
yeah, but mesh like a little bit of I don't know if it's a right comparison, but like Kill Bill where she's like out there doing her own shit, getting shit done. No, she's very
Good.
badass. Yeah. So something like that or like Laura Croft would be
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Or the new ballerina that's coming out with Ana de Armas. That is literally my dream
Yes.
role. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so pissed that that's being made already because I literally had an idea for that in my mind. And I saw the trailer and I was like, cannot
Oh.
believe it.
Oh, what a
Um,
shame.
maybe ballerina too. I'll be like a support. No, we'll see.
Look, it's part of the ballerina's part of the John Wick universe, as they call it.
Mm,
So it's an extension of that. You never know. Again, anything's possible.
we'll see.
Yeah. I like Lucy. There's one called Lucy that has Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yeah.
That's
Is
really
that
good.
the one where is that the one where she uses like 100% of her brain or something? Because they say we only use 80%. I've
Yes.
watched that years ago, and
Yes.
she's awesome in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there's
Mm,
heaps, but that one always stands out. And
yeah.
one a retro one from the 90s, I think it is, called La Femme Nikita, is really
Ooh,
good too. It's a French movie. It got remade, American version of it, and that's all right too. But the original La Femme Nikita is a really good one. But there's so many great action heroes. You just mentioned Kill Bill, so
yeah.
the
I
opportunity
mean,
is
yeah.
definitely there. Yeah. And look, Charlie Goddard, you're a friend of his. You've worked with him.
Yes.
I've interviewed him and I've spoken to him a couple of times since. He's a great actor, great guy. Tell me a little bit about that project. We were talking off air and I'm unable to watch it in Australia, but you can mention it if you like, because I'd love to know about it.
Oh yeah. No, it's really funny actually because we only met back in December. So we met on set. This is for like a vertical drama. So for those who don't know what vertical drama is, it's basically like in a TikTok format. Like
Yeah.
think K-drama meets Twilight meets Gossip Girl in a TikTok format. Uh,
Yeah.
and so it's these really heightened dramatic scenarios, and very short episodes. Um, but yeah, so the shooting schedule for those are like intense because you'll do 8 days, like 9 days, 1 day break in between,
Yeah.
12-hour days. You're filming 20 pages a day.
Wow.
So you often only get one take.
Yeah.
And it has to be, it's very over the top, which is why it's so fun. But yeah, we met on that set, and he played, so it's out now, so I can speak about
Yeah.
it. But he plays the protagonist, or the love interest, I guess. So he plays a prince, and I am a the main character's evil stepsister, basically. And I'm just
Nice.
trying to ruin her life, take everything good that she has and make it mine. So I steal her man. I try to stab her when the prince proposes to her.
Yeah.
Loads of fun stuff. But yeah, no, Charlie was great to work with. Lovely guy. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
funny that
No.
you guys already have, yeah, spoken.
Yeah, lovely guy, great actor. Does a bit of singing and dancing himself, so he
Yeah, it's
yeah,
talented.
yeah. It's good
Yeah.
to know. Being in that format of content, like a TikTok style short film with little episodes all put together, and also being in a feature film, it just proves like there are so many different opportunities out there for actors, streaming, theatrical,
100%.
independent films. So there must be. Are you finding a lot of work? Are you getting auditions, or are you having to look for them? Like, it seems to me there's plenty of opportunities. What do you think as an actor?
Well, I think there are opportunities if you look for them.
Mm,
Because you can't really wait for the opportunities to find you. And that's sort of, so I've been out of drama school, or like film school, for 2 years now. And I think that's what I've really come to realize is that, um, having an agent won't just solve all your issues and you'll just get the jobs, and you have to go
yeah,
out and get them yourself. And I've sort of known that from the beginning, but it really set in this year where I was like, okay, I need more work. I think I also came out of uni at a kind of bad time for the industry because it was mid strikes. Um,
yes,
and so it was extremely difficult, even more than it normally is, to, get represented, get
yeah,
any jobs as an actor with barely any experience at all, no contacts, no nothing. And but I think now, like, especially the vertical dramas, even though they're not, people's end goals of type
mm,
of projects that they want to work on, they're really fun. They pay the bills, and they create a lot of opportunities for people just to be on set and create, and
mm,
have fun with it. But it is really funny because I've had, on the last one, I did another one a couple weeks back now,
yeah,
and in between a break on that, I had a filming day for the R.I.P Man. And now the acting, going from the vertical drama acting, which is just over the top, to
yeah.
being like realistic. This was the first time Jamie had to tell me, okay, you don't need to force your reactions. So I'm like, just so in
Yeah.
that like heightened emotion that it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment, and you have to like catch yourself when you're slipping into the vertical drama acting. So you're like, what am I doing?
Uh, that's
Yeah.
interesting because I like Jamie as a friend, but it's showing him as a good director also that he
Mm,
knew that you were not yourself. You know, he'd seen enough of you to know that you were overdoing it a little bit, so he wanted you to come down a level. That's
100%.
interesting.
No, he's great to work with. I feel very safe when I'm on set, and there's a lot of trust there, and I feel like that's so important. You have to trust, your director to tell you whenever something is looking a type of way, and
Yeah,
listen to that. And so no, I really appreciate, his feedback on set, and I feel like very guided as
yeah,
an actor. But at the same time, he gives us a lot of freedom to do what we want with our characters.
yeah,
Um, which is also what I think he wanted with the casting, to see who we were, and then you know, have
yeah.
us be, I don't know if that makes sense, like have us be the character, I guess, as
No,
ourselves.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A couple more before we wrap up. Any surfing? Have you ever been able to go like surf in the past? That's something I do. I always like to ask my guests, "Can you surf?"
Do you go surfing? Oh
Yes,
my God. And
yes,
that's so fun. I've always been wanting to. When I was a teenager, when I lived in Spain, I actually bought
yep.
a surfboard,
Oh,
and I was gonna go out, and I had a wetsuit, had everything ready.
Yep.
And I was gonna go out with a friend, but then she ditched me completely.
Oh,
And then I was too scared to go out on my own, and so I never did. I never used my surfboard, and so that is a dream. How long have you been surfing for?
very young, so probably
Mm.
8 years old, and then I started playing football. So in Australia, football is either AFL, NRL, which is rugby league, or soccer. So football is sort of any of the three, but I used to play rugby league. And
That's
it kind
sick.
of took over from surfing, but now I'm still doing it as much as I can every at least once to twice a week when I can get out there in between work. But it's something you never forget. It's like riding a bike
Mm.
once you get your balance.
Yeah, because that's the hard part, isn't it? Just trying to get the balance of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
I went
part of
out
the fun.
once, and yeah, I guess falling, trying again. Did
Yeah.
it take you a long time to get it, or did you get it pretty fast?
Uh, that's a good question. I think I picked it up fairly quickly, like
Mm,
as an amateur, but then I started getting better and better the more you did it. But no, I started balancing pretty quickly from memory. You always start on a board that's too big for you because it's more
mm.
buoyant, and that helps you get up. And then you start going down to the proper size board, however high, however your weight, and it goes on height and weight. So uh,
I
yeah,
see.
there's a bit of tactical stuff to it, and then you've
Mm.
got to learn how to fall. Like you learn how to fall properly. I know that sounds weird, but you don't want to go
No, but it makes
falling
sense.
straight onto the board or whatever. And if you're near rocks, you got to make sure you navigate that you know where the rocks are and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Who taught you?
No one, just friends used to surf, so I think just being with them. I don't remember. I was pretty young, but
Mm.
it would have just been mates, I would say. But yeah,
Oh, sweet.
well, if you haven't been to
Mm.
Australia, I believe, so when you do come to
I
Australia,
haven't.
maybe you can go surfing. I'll take you out for a
Oh,
pack.
100%. Please do. No, it's honestly, you can't go to Australia and not try to surf. So
Yeah,
I'll
I
try my
agree.
hardest.
What
Get my
about
face back.
cooking? Are you any good at cooking? Do you have a specialty dish, or does someone else cook for you?
Ooh, no, I do quite enjoy cooking actually. I'm not a recipe person. I like
Nah,
sort of just doing my own thing, and I
I'm
think
like that.
right, yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun, you know. Then if it turns out way too spicy and put way too much chili, I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to throw it away, so I'm still eating it. Like it's fine. That's a
Yeah.
nice thing about cooking for yourself. It's like doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
I'm quite inspired by like Asian cuisine, like East
Like,
Asian cuisine.
yeah.
I've always been. I used to be quite a weeb when I was younger, very much into anime. Uh, and I always try to make these like Japanese inspired dishes. And I think recently I've sort of become influenced by more like Thai food, Thai influences, and
Yeah.
so it's nothing specific. I wouldn't call my food a specific Asian cuisine, but it's just trying to implement those flavors like rice noodles. And I'm also gluten and lactose intolerant, so I kind of
Okay.
have to cook myself a lot of the time.
Mm.
Just challenging, but you get used to it. So, but what
Yeah,
about yourself? Do
that
you
would be
cook?
challenging. I'm not gluten free or lactose free. I don't have any allergies, as far as I know.
Lucky.
Cooking, yeah, no, I'm really good at cooking sort of dishes with lots of veggies. So uh,
Nice.
not just stir fry, but like bakes or veggies or in a big mix to put with some pasta or salad. I really like greens, so that's
Oh,
kind of my
that's
thing.
lovely.
But
Are you vegetarian
yeah,
or
yeah, I'm not a vegetarian. And I
oh,
do eat meat occasionally, but I'm not a big meat eater, if that makes sense. I'll eat
fair?
chicken and spaghetti bolognese and that kind of thing, but I'm not a real big fan of having steaks on the barbecue or anything, which is non-Australian, I believe,
I
because
was gonna say, what?
yeah, I'll do it if I have to, but and I'll eat them if I'm at someone's place socially, but not a huge fan of that. Hidden meat,
Mm.
in spaghetti and stuff like that is more my thing. But
You
much
know, I feel
prefer
like my
veggies.
best friend is vegan, and
Yeah.
she's just opened my eyes to vegetarian, vegan food, and there's so much so much you can do with it and so many ways to prepare different vegetables. And I'll go to her house and I'll taste vegetables and ingredients I've never ever tasted before, even though they've always been in the store down the street. But like I had no clue because I don't know how to use them. But she's just like completely, yeah, showing me a whole new world with that. So I think,
I,
yeah.
I do want to ask, directing, is that something that you've ever wanted to do? Directing or writing? As a journalist, I've done a lot of writing, but I've never really thought about writing a screenplay. But have you, as yet?
I mean, I think you definitely should if you enjoy writing. I feel like screenplays, um, they're quite different to write. So we were taught how to write in uni 'cause it was a film school. It was an acting focused
Yeah,
course, but we were equipped with a lot of filmmaking experience. So I first AD'd quite a lot
yeah,
and produced. And I quite enjoyed the AD department and the producing production department.
yeah.
Um, but I am currently actually trying to develop a feature film script that I want to
Oh,
make. Um, and so I'm like sort of in early stages trying to get my beat sheets sorted or edited and all the character
okay.
descriptions written, and then I want to dive into actually writing the script.
Yeah,
And so it's something I'm not highly experienced in, but I think, I feel like we're all storytellers, journalists,
sure.
all the filmmakers. I don't know, you're telling a story, and so I think
Yeah,
writing your own script can be very freeing
yeah,
in a sense. You can give yourself a character that you want to
yeah.
play. Um,
Yeah, that's true. And
yeah.
with film school, I'm sure that you watched a lot of old movies and studied them. So there's a lot of really classy stuff out there and lines and dialogue and the way it was characters were set up back then that are different now. So you would have learnt a lot. I'm assuming that would help.
I do wish we would have looked more at films than we did, but I feel like there was not enough time. It
Okay.
was a bit, so that is definitely something I still need to do. I mean, I do enjoy, like older cinema. One of my favorite films is Suspiria, the 70s
Yeah.
Argento version.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I do have quite a love for like the old and quirky,
Yeah.
um, as well. So yeah.
I'm great at lists. I'll have to email you a list of like seven or
No,
eight
please
movies.
do.
Yeah.
Please do, honestly, because I'm looking for more. I know there's so much I need to watch, but when you're almost overwhelmed and you're just like, where do I
Yeah.
start? So please do.
Yeah.
That would be
Uh,
great.
and and did you like the remake of Suspiria, or did you not see it? Or I actually personally thought it was pretty good. I mean, I like them both, but the remake was okay. Did you see it?
It's so fun that you've watched both of them. I mean, yeah, I was really hesitant to because I love the old one so much, and I feel like
Yeah,
there's can't recreate something like that.
yeah,
But then when I watched the new one, I finally got around to it. I was actually really pleasantly surprised
yep,
because I don't feel like they were trying to recreate it. They were trying to take the story and make it was a different take on it
yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
Uh, and so no, I quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed it.
All right. Well, finally,
Yeah.
wrap it up, I guess, because feel like I can keep talking to you, but I've taken so
Yeah.
much of your time up.
No,
The R.I.P. Man, like that's you still got some more shooting days. What do you hope once it's done? You'll be doing the rounds of the film festivals. Like, what do you hope it will do for your career and the movie itself? You hope it'll be remembered and enjoyed, like in your own words. What can people expect?
I mean I hope so. I mean we're aiming to release this summer 2025. Uh, Definitely hope it's gonna be, a memorable, enjoyable experience and also a little bit
Yeah,
of a terrifying one, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but no, I think, Jamie wanted to give a platform to everyone working on it. And I really hope that, everyone gets, success from it. And I hope that Jamie and Reese and everyone working on it is very happy with the final product and can be so proud of themselves for all the hard work that they've put into it.
Mm.
Um, Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, summer 2025. The project is still up on Indiegogo, so it's
that's
still
right.
possible to go and support it. Um, and yeah, there's also a little short film that was sort of made to fund the film, and there's the trailer and everything is up on that site. So if you're
Yeah.
interested in reading more about the project, the people working on it, and seeing some more teasers and stuff, it's on Indiegogo.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
all the people who've donated so far, that's so huge and a great effort because
Mhm.
in these times, not everyone can, give money to things. So it's such a huge effort, and more to come because it's still on the Indiegogo site, and it's for a great cause. Because I know what Jamie's like as a filmmaker. He's terrific and he great